This is verse 14 of the 12th chapter, Gospel of Matthew. Jesus has just healed a man on the Sabbath, of course, in a way that's rather in the face of the religious leaders who had raised the question whether it was lawful, whether it was compatible with the law to do such a thing on the Sabbath, and as if to just more or less drive the point home, he did this in a rather central and public fashion. Not altogether consistent with the way that Jesus would often heal. He'd sometimes do it much more in a quiet way, advising people not to go and advertise it, but in this point, obviously he's trying to drive home the force of what he's saying in terms of this Sabbath controversy. So having done so, we have Matthew's report, exale thontes, from ex erchomai, I go out. This is a participle, it's aorist, the nominative masculine plural, referring to the Pharisees. So the Pharisees there, of course, is the subject, both of the participle but also of the principal verb. So the Pharisees having gone out, aorist participle, depicting action that takes place prior to the time of the leading verb. And the force of it, the rather emphatic placement of the word exale thontes, suggests they did it immediately, as if not even waiting for the service to finish. They were so offended by Jesus' effrontery to them that they immediately went out, and then symboulion. This is from the root word boule, which means to will or to decide something. The sum at the beginning, from the preposition sun, means together, and so taken together, it suggests the idea of a council in which people are going to gather and try to form a common purpose, a common will. And so that's what they did. The Pharisees went out and took, is the notion, elabon. This is from lambano, I take or I receive. This is the third person plural, aorist active indicative. So they took counsel. They gathered together for this purpose. Kata, with the genitive, means against. So they took counsel against him. Hupos means how, in what way. This is a conjunction. How are they going to auton in the accusative, referring to Jesus, the direct object of the verb here. Apolesosen in the subjunctive, third person plural, aorist active subjunctive. How they are going to apollomi, kill him. How are they going to destroy him is really the idea. It's even more dramatic than simply killing. They want to get rid of this guy. They want to do everything in their power. Because, of course, Jesus has really embarrassed them. He's caused them to lose their prestige, their status that they treasure so much, and by this particular miracle has really embarrassed them to the point that they are blinded. They would much rather get rid of Jesus than face the fact that he has the power to perform such spectacular and miraculous deeds among them. And so it does speak, of course, to the darkness and blindness of their hearts, and in some ways of all human hearts apart from grace.